Before we begin today's Daily Splatt, I would just like to warn you all that if you haven't finished playing or started playing Mass Effect 3 and you intend to, or indeed Mass Effects 1 and 2, I would advise you don't watch this video. It contains spoilerish information. You have been warned. Hello everybody and welcome to the Daily Splatt. Today I will be talking about Mass Effect 3. Yeah! The Omniblade inflatable thing came with the game, so it's kind of a cool bonus. So, I touched on it briefly in a previous video, and I've mentioned before I'm a big fan of the Mass Effect games, and Mass Effect 3 came out. I have just concluded playing it. In fact, I've concluded playing through the ending a second time, for reasons I shall delve into in a moment. Overall impressions of the game, it was really good. I really enjoyed the game. Not as much as I enjoyed Mass Effect 2, though. But as in, not that I don't think it's any good. It's Mass Effect 3 is the best new game that I've played this year so far. But it just seemed to just miss a tiny bit of something from Mass Effect 2, and maybe it's because, you know, the story is so much more down on Shepard and the crew than it was on 2. You know, 2 it was all hope and woo, we can take on the Reapers, and then they realise, 3, we're royally screwed. That might be it. Okay, so the big thing I wanted, great game, absolutely great game though, really enjoyed it. 9 out of 10 I'd say, maybe even 9.5. Anyway, so the ending. I saw a few days ago, popped up on my Facebook, and indeed on the BBC, on their top 10 stories, which is very unusual. It was basically news stories relating to Mass Effect 3's ending, and I thought, not going to read them, don't want to know about it. All I knew is that it caused some outrage, so I thought, better finish it. I have finished it, and now I've gone and read those articles. Basically, a lot of people are unhappy with the ending of Mass Effect 3, saying they felt cheated out of it. You know, they thought there'd be thousands of different endings, and that's one complaint. But the other complaint that a lot of them have had is, it really got me down, you know, that sort of thing. I liked the ending. I liked both endings, to be honest. Again, this is why I said spoilers. If you've dared watching it, I am now going to go into intricate plot details, so please go away if you don't want me spoiling it for you. So, the endings, the options that I was presented at the end, you can either take control of the Reapers, or you can blow them up. I went with the blow them up one first, and didn't realise that meant blowing up a lot of the Earth as well, which made me feel kind of bad. But either way, basically, both endings sort of come to the same thing. Shepard doesn't get to live, some of the crew survive, the whole galaxy at this pinnacle golden age of, amazing powers and stuff, sort of disappears, and it regresses back to the state that the Reapers kind of wanted it to. Of course, there is now no longer the threat of the Reapers destroying them. In the version where you blow them up, in the version where you control them, they're under Shepard's control, or the will of Shepard, so they won't do that, apparently. He promises. So, the cycle is broken, and hooray, the Reapers are bested, so that's good. I still like the ending. I sort of suspected Shepard probably wouldn't live through it. I didn't mind that. You know, I mean, recently a lot of, and again, spoilers for other video games, you know, it reminded me a bit of Red Dead Redemption, where at the end, obviously John Marston is killed, or indeed the end of, spoilers again, seriously, L.A. Noire, where, you know, Cole Phelps doesn't make it. In fact, I think L.A. Noire's ending annoyed me more, because more of the baddies lived. You know, that sort of thing. So, I thought it was a good resolution, and I thought, you know, all the baddies got killed, which is what we wanted, and you did lose some people on the way. I'll be honest, I'm more annoyed about, again, spoilers, Mordin Soulless getting killed in my version than I am about Shepard dying necessarily. You know, so yeah, there's a lot of people outraged, and the fact they've said they're going to possibly change the ending now or do alternate things with it. I mean, I might be in a minority if that's the case, if so many people have complained, but I personally didn't mind the ending. Even though I did feel a little disheartened of, oh, okay, well, they don't return to normal, but at the same time, it was good. It was a good, fun, solid adventure, and you know they built this whole really cool world around the adventure as well. Yeah, and it's interesting. You know, my all-time favourite video game, Final Fantasy X, had a very similar theme of breaking the cycle. You know, there's this cycle. In fact, it's the same plot if you think about it. You know, there is a world where there are people. Then this great threat comes along. Sin in Final Fantasy X and the Reapers in Mass Effect. They come along, they destroy bits of people for the reason of continuing this cycle. Why is the cycle being kept going? Well, in Mass Effect's case, it's because civilizations get too strong and then their own synthetics will destroy them. We can't let them get destroyed. Whereas in Final Fantasy X, if I remember, the cycle had to continue so that was it, the memory of Xanakin could be kept alive. That was the only way the original Xanacandrians, I guess that's what you call them, that was the only way they could live, if their memory was kept alive. But the dreaming, and Sin contained the dreaming, and it's a bit meta and confusing. Go back and play it, it's a brilliant story. I'm not doing it justice, I'm butchering how it works. So very similar. That might be part of the reason why I like Mass Effect so much, story-wise, possibly. But Final Fantasy X broke their cycle in a way that I think it felt right, because that world was able to then carry on, whereas the universe, the galaxy, in Mass Effect, the mass relays are gone, and everyone's separated again. It does feel a little, oh, well, you can't hang out with the Taurians or the Krogans or things like that anymore. Although, given what Reeve, the Krogan, not Reeve, the Krogan that I helped in mind, given what he was planning to do to the other races, might be a good thing. Anyway, in short, I loved the Mass Effect games, and still do. You know, they're tremendously well told, excellent gameplay, lovely, you know, shooting mechanics that I quite like, challenging, made you think, made you laugh, made you feel sad, did all the appropriate things, not even appropriate, just did all the things that make games stand out. And I imagine in the not too distant future I shall be replaying certainly Mass Effects 2 and 3, because I've got the PlayStation version. We don't have Mass Effect 1, sadly. But going back, playing Mass Effect 2, maybe as FemShep this time, and going through it and making all the opposite decisions and seeing how that affects it. Yes, I thought it was properly good. And now I'm going to take this thing off because it's a bit silly. But yes, that's it. So basically, go out, enjoy, play it, and to the makers of the game, BioWare, and all the heads of the project, and all the people who developed it, everybody, thank you for creating an absolutely brilliant game. It's very, very, very good, and I think it's, you know, the characters that I might remember longest, you know, people like Garrus and Tali and, you know, Mordant Solus and Rex and Thane, you know, just these really sort of well-constructed characters. Grunt, of course. They are good characters, and it's a great game, and obviously if you've watched this, hopefully you've already played it. If not, I have just kind of spoiled the whole thing for you. Sorry. But even if I have done, watch it anyway. It's good. Okay, that's all for today, folks. I'll speak to you all later. Till then, bye-bye.